Chris Eubank Jr.'s career has hung on the reliance of entertaining British rivalries such as Billy Joe Saunders, Liam Smith, and of course the 2-generation-long rivalry with Conor Benn. As a young fighter, Chris's career showed a lot of promise as he racked up his first 18 fights with 18 wins and 13 KOs. He then got paired with the big-talking Billy Joe Saunders, which ended in a split decision loss for him in a fight that had spectators snoring. 3 years and 8 fights later, he'd have another big chance to shine against another British star in 30-year-old George Groves, which again ended in a disaster for Eubank. With a second loss to his name, his next big break would come an entire 5 years later. Conor Benn, son of Chris's father's old rival Nigel Benn, had become a star and was in need of a big fight to ignite his career even further. It was a fight that fans needed as much as the two fighters. Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr.'s bout 31 years ago ended in a draw, leaving the story open-ended for their sons to finish. This would however not come to fruition as Benn failed a PED's test right before the fight, leaving Eubank's team to look for an alternate opponent. Cue Liam Smith. A 35-year-old Liam Smith had at the time only lost to 3 fighters, one being the pound-for-pound great Canelo Alvarez. This was meant to be a great warm-up and a good name on the resume of Chris Eubank. But old Liam Smith had enough gas in the tank to pull off an upset and win by stunning TKO that had the stadium in an uproar. Their rematch took place about a year later and Chris managed to pull off a revenge TKO victory, which was a lot less convincing than Liam's. Nevertheless, the victory did set Chris up for his fight with Conor Benn as soon as his ban for the use of PEDs were lifted. That is where we are today. The emotions and talk has heated to a boiling point. What we want to know though, is what could be next for Chris if he pulls off an upset against Conor Benn. We've mentioned recently on this channel that the middleweight division is undergoing a revamp, and there are 4 big names to choose from for Chris. 30-year-old Carlos Adames and 31-year-old Janibek Alimkhanali are most likely the worst bets for him, as they are world-class fighters in their prime and don't have tremendous hype around their names. Either of them could end Eubank's career without giving him a big payday. The best chance he has to end his career on a win would be the 41-year-old veteran Erislandy Lara. Lara has had a fantastic career, including losing a very close decision to a young Canelo Alvarez. Even though he is getting up there in age, his experience is not to be overlooked. There is one last option that is perhaps what the fans want to see the most. A fight that Chris has allegedly been ducking for some time is the young and talented Hamza Shiraz. His name has been gaining a lot of traction and makes for a great British clash. Whichever way you look at it, the final fighting days of Chris Eubank Jr. does look treacherous. If there's a fight you'd like to see Chris Eubank take on before he retires, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, please do consider subscribing and leaving a like on the videos. It helps us tremendously. Until next time.